Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there existed a magical forest known as the Whispering Woods. This forest was unlike any other, for it was alive with the gentle whispers of the ancient trees. Every rustle of the leaves and every swaying branch carried a message of wisdom and wonder. In the heart of the Whispering Woods, there lived a young fox named Finn. Finn was curious and adventurous, always eager to explore the mysteries of the forest. One day, as he roamed through the trees, he stumbled upon a group of animals gathered around a sparkling pond. "What are you doing?" Finn asked, his eyes wide with curiosity. "We are listening to the whispers of the woods," replied a wise old owl perched on a nearby branch. "These whispers hold the secrets of the forest and the lessons of life." Intrigued, Finn approached the pond and listened carefully. At first, all he heard was the gentle babbling of the water. But as he listened closer, the whispers of the woods began to reveal themselves. "Be kind," whispered the trees, "for kindness is the key to friendship and happiness. Be brave," whispered the leaves, "for courage will guide you through even the darkest of times. Be patient," whispered the wind, "for great things take time to grow and flourish." Finn listened intently, soaking in the wisdom of the forest. He realized that the whispers held not only the secrets of the woods, but also the keys to living a good and meaningful life. From that day on, Finn became known as the guardian of the Whispering Woods. He shared the lessons he had learned with all who crossed his path, spreading kindness, courage, and patience wherever he went. And so, the Whispering Woods flourished, its magic touching the hearts of all who entered. And Finn, the little fox with a heart full of wonder, continued to roam its enchanted paths, forever guided by the gentle whispers of the forest. In the heart of a lush, green forest, nestled between towering trees and sparkling streams, lay the enchanted glen. This magical place was home to a group of fairies who danced among the flowers and played among the sunbeams. Among the fairies of the enchanted glen was a little sprite named Lily. Lily was known for her kindness and her love for adventure. She spent her days exploring the glen, making friends with the woodland creatures, and learning the secrets of the forest. One sunny morning, as Lily flitted among the flowers, she came across a sad-looking butterfly perched on a leaf. "What's wrong?" asked Lily, fluttering down beside the butterfly. "I've lost my way home," replied the butterfly, her wings drooping. "I don't know how to find my family." Lily's heart went out to the butterfly. She knew she had to help her new friend find her way back home. So, she called upon her fairy friends to join her in the search. Together, the fairies and the butterfly journeyed through the enchanted glen, following the sun's rays and the whispers of the wind. Along the way, they encountered many obstacles, from tangled vines to rushing rivers, but they faced each challenge with courage and determination. As they journeyed deeper into the forest, Lily and her friends learned the true meaning of friendship and teamwork. They realized that by helping each other and working together, they could overcome any obstacle that stood in their way. Finally, after many twists and turns, they reached the edge of the enchanted glen, where the butterfly's family eagerly awaited her return. With tears of joy in their eyes, the butterfly and her family embraced, grateful to be reunited once more. the sun set behind the trees, casting a golden glow over the enchanted glen, Lily and her friends knew that they had experienced something truly magical. They had not only helped a friend in need, but had also discovered the power of friendship and cooperation. And so, in the heart of the enchanted glen, the fairies danced under the moonlight, their laughter echoing through the forest as they celebrated their newfound bond of friendship. Once upon a time, in a land far beyond the reach of ordinary maps, nestled amidst shimmering stars and twinkling galaxies, there existed a place of wonder known as Stardust Academy. This enchanting school wasn't like any other. It was a place where young ones from different corners of the universe came to learn the magical arts. In the heart of Stardust Academy stood a magnificent tree, its branches stretching towards the heavens, adorned with sparkling crystals that emitted a soft, soothing glow. It was under this tree that the spellbound scholars gathered each day to learn the secrets of magic. Among the scholars was little Luna, a curious girl with eyes as bright as the moon. She had a heart full of kindness and a mind eager to explore the mysteries of the universe. Luna's best friend was Orion, a mischievous sprite who loved to play pranks, but had a heart of gold. One day, during a lesson on the importance of honesty, the headmaster of Stardust Academy, a wise old wizard named Aurelius, entrusted Luna and Orion with a special task. They were to retrieve a magical crystal from the heart of the enchanted forest, where the trees whispered secrets and the flowers glowed with ethereal light. Excited by the prospect of adventure, Luna and Orion set off into the forest. But as they journeyed deeper into the woods, they encountered obstacles that tested their courage and friendship. They faced riddles from wise old owls, danced with playful fairies, and outwitted cunning tricksters. Finally, they reached the heart of the forest, where the magical crystal awaited them, shimmering with a brilliance that lit up the entire clearing. But just as Luna reached out to take it, she hesitated, remembering the lesson on honesty. "We must ask permission from the forest guardians," Luna said, her voice soft but firm. With reverence, Luna and Orion bowed before the ancient trees, requesting the crystal with sincerity and respect. To their surprise, the trees smiled and granted their request, knowing that the two friends had passed the ultimate test of character. Returning to Stardust Academy, Luna and Orion presented the crystal to Headmaster Aurelius, who nodded in approval. "You have shown bravery, kindness, and above all, honesty," he said, his voice filled with pride. "Remember, true magic comes from the heart." And so, Luna and Orion's adventure not only brought them the magical crystal, but also taught them the most important lesson of all, that the greatest power of all is found within oneself, and that kindness and honesty are the true keys to unlocking the wonders of the universe. Once upon a time, in a land where the sky painted itself with colors unseen by human eyes, and the trees whispered secrets of old, there existed a magical realm known as Enchanted Valley. In this valley lived creatures of all shapes and sizes, from tiny fairies to majestic unicorns. Every year, when the flowers bloomed in their most vibrant hues, and the air hummed with the promise of adventure, the inhabitants of Enchanted Valley gathered for a grand celebration known as the Mystical Creatures Parade. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow upon the valley, the parade began. First came the graceful fairies, their delicate wings sparkling with fairy dust as they danced through the air, leaving trails of shimmering light in their wake. Following closely behind were the elves, with their pointed ears and mischievous grins, riding on the backs of wise old turtles who knew the secrets of the ancient rivers that flowed through the valley. Next came the unicorns, their majestic horns gleaming in the moonlight as they pranced gracefully, their hooves barely touching the ground. Beside them trotted the pixies, tiny creatures with iridescent wings that glittered like precious gems. As the parade wound its way through the valley, it was joined by creatures of all kinds, from the playful goblins to the wise old dragons, each one bringing their own magic to the celebration. But amidst the laughter and music, there was one creature who watched from the shadows, feeling out of place amidst the revelry. It was a young gargoyle named Gideon, whose stone exterior concealed a heart filled with longing. Feeling a pang of sadness, Gideon turned to leave, but before he could disappear into the darkness, a small hand reached out to him. It was Lily, a fairy with eyes as bright as the stars. "Come join us, Gideon," she said, her voice gentle and kind. "You may not have wings like us, but your heart is just as magical." With a hesitant smile, Gideon stepped forward, feeling the warmth of acceptance wash over him like a gentle breeze. And as he joined the parade, his stone exterior began to crack, revealing the warmth and light that had been hidden within him all along. As the parade reached its crescendo, with music filling the air and laughter echoing through the valley, Gideon realized that true magic lies not in appearances, but in the bonds of friendship and the beauty of acceptance. And from that day forth, he danced alongside his newfound friends, his heart soaring with joy as he embraced the magic of Enchanted Valley. In a land where the sun kissed the sky with hues of gold and the rivers flowed with liquid silver, there existed a magical world known as Crystalia. This enchanting realm was home to shimmering crystals of every color imaginable, each one holding a piece of the world's magic within its sparkling depths. In the heart of Crystalia lay the Crystal Depths, a mysterious cavern filled with the most magnificent crystals of all. Legends spoke of a magical crystal hidden deep within the depths, said to hold the power to grant any wish to those who possessed it. One bright morning, a brave young fairy named Aurora set out on a journey to find the legendary crystal. With her wings shimmering like gossamer threads and her heart filled with determination, she flew towards the entrance of the Crystal Depths. As Aurora ventured deeper into the cavern, she encountered obstacles that tested her courage and resolve. She navigated through twisting tunnels filled with sparkling gemstones, dodging traps set by mischievous creatures who guarded the crystal's secrets. But Aurora pressed on, her eyes shining with determination as she followed the faint glow of the legendary crystal. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, she reached the heart of the crystal depths, where the crystal lay nestled amidst a bed of glowing mushrooms. With trembling hands, Aurora reached out to touch the crystal, feeling its warmth pulse beneath her fingertips. Closing her eyes, she whispered her deepest wish into the ether, her voice carrying the hopes and dreams of all who had ever dared to seek the crystal's power. Suddenly, the crystal began to glow with an otherworldly light, illuminating the cavern with its brilliance. And as Aurora opened her eyes, she saw her wish come to life before her, not in the form of riches or fame, but in the beauty of the world around her. For in that moment, Aurora realized that the true magic of the crystal lay not in its ability to grant wishes, but in its power to remind those who sought it of the beauty and wonder that surrounded them every day. With a grateful heart, Aurora returned to the surface, carrying with her the memory of her journey to the crystal depths, and the realization that the greatest treasures in life are not found in the depths of caverns, but in the depths of one's own heart. And from that day forth, she vowed to cherish every moment and treasure the magic of the world around her. Once upon a time, in a galaxy far, far away, there existed a magical world known as Stardust Realm. This realm was filled with wonders beyond imagination, from glittering stars that danced across the night sky to planets adorned with breathtaking landscapes. In Stardust Realm, there lived a group of young explorers known as the Stardust Explorers. These brave adventurers traveled the galaxy in search of new worlds to discover and mysteries to unravel. One bright morning, as the sun rose over the horizon, the Stardust Explorers gathered at their spaceship, the Starlight Voyager, ready for their next adventure. Led by Captain Nova, a fearless astronaut with a heart as bright as the stars, the explorers set off into the vast expanse of space. Their journey took them to distant planets and uncharted territories, each one more enchanting than the last. They explored forests filled with glowing flora, swam in oceans teeming with colorful creatures, and soared through clouds of shimmering stardust. But amidst the beauty of their travels, the Stardust Explorers encountered challenges that tested their courage and teamwork. They faced fierce storms that threatened to tear their ship apart, navigated treacherous asteroid fields, and outwitted cunning space pirates who sought to steal their treasures. Through it all, Captain Nova and her crew remained steadfast, supporting each other with unwavering loyalty and determination. And as they journeyed deeper into the unknown, they discovered that the greatest adventure of all was the bond they shared as friends. One day, as the Starlight Voyager soared through the cosmos, the explorers stumbled upon a hidden planet bathed in the light of 1,000 stars. Its surface was covered in fields of shimmering crystals, each one pulsing with a magical energy that filled the air with a sense of wonder. As they explored the planet, the Stardust Explorers came across a group of alien creatures in need of help. Without hesitation, they sprang into action, using their skills and ingenuity to aid the creatures and restore harmony to their world. And as they bid farewell to their newfound friends and resumed their journey through the galaxy, the Stardust Explorers realized that the true magic of their adventures lay not in the wonders they discovered, but in the kindness and compassion they showed to others along the way. the vastness of space, amidst the twinkling stars and swirling nebulae, it was the bonds of friendship and the spirit of exploration that truly made their journey a magical one. And as they set their course for new horizons, the Stardust explorers knew that wherever their adventures may take them, they would always carry the light of hope and wonder in their hearts. In a land far, far away, where the clouds were made of cotton candy and the rivers flowed with sweet, sticky syrup, there existed a magical world known as Candyland. In Candyland, everything was sweeter, brighter, and more delicious than you could ever imagine. In this enchanting realm lived a young girl named Lily, with eyes as bright as lollipops and a smile as sweet as honey. Lily loved to explore the wonders of Candyland, from the chocolate hills to the marshmallow forests. But most of all, she loved to dream. Every night, as she closed her eyes and drifted off to sleep, Lily would find herself whisked away on dreamy escapades through the sugary landscapes of Candyland. Together with her friends, a talking gingerbread man named Ginger, and a playful gumdrop fairy named Sparkle, Lily would embark on adventures beyond her wildest imagination. One night, as Lily and her friends wandered through the candy-coated meadows, they stumbled upon a magical door hidden behind a towering candy cane. Curious to see what lay beyond, they pushed open the door and found themselves in a land even more enchanting than Candyland itself. This new land was filled with wonders beyond imagination, from sparkling rainbows that stretched across the sky to fields of flowers that glowed with an ethereal light. But amidst the beauty of their surroundings, Lily and her friends noticed something was amiss. The creatures of this new land, colorful butterflies, playful pixies, and majestic unicorns, were all trapped in a deep slumber, their dreams tainted by dark shadows that lurked in the corners of their minds. Determined to help their newfound friends, Lily, Ginger, and Sparkle set off on a quest to banish the shadows and restore the land to its former glory. They journeyed through enchanted forests and climbed towering mountains, facing challenges that tested their bravery and friendship. And as they faced the darkness head-on, Lily and her friends discovered that the true magic of Candyland lay not in its sugary landscapes or sweet treats, but in the power of friendship, courage, and kindness. With hearts full of hope and determination, Lily and her friends defeated the shadows and freed the creatures of the land from their slumber. And as they bid farewell to their new friends and returned to Candyland, they knew that no matter where their dreams may take them, they would always carry the light of love and friendship in their hearts. In a land where the stars danced in the sky and the rivers sang with laughter, there existed a magical world known as Timeless Valley. In Timeless Valley, time was not measured in seconds or minutes, but in moments of wonder and joy. In this enchanting realm lived a pair of twins named Alex and Ava. With eyes as bright as the morning sun and laughter that filled the air like music, Alex and Ava were the happiest children in all of Timeless Valley. One day, while exploring the ancient ruins that dotted the valley, Alex and Ava stumbled upon a mysterious portal hidden beneath a towering oak tree. Curious to see where it led, they stepped through the portal and found themselves transported to a time long ago. As they journeyed through the past, Alex and Ava discovered that Timeless Valley had not always been a place of magic and wonder. Once, it had been a land shrouded in darkness, ruled by an evil sorcerer who had enslaved the creatures of the valley and stolen their happiness. Determined to right the wrongs of the past, Alex and Ava set out on a quest to defeat the sorcerer and restore peace to Timeless Valley. Along the way, they encountered challenges that tested their bravery and resolve, from treacherous traps to fierce magical beasts. But with the help of their friends, a wise old owl named Ollie and a mischievous sprite named Sprinkle, Alex and Ava persevered, using their wits and courage to overcome every obstacle in their path. And as they faced the sorcerer in the final battle, Alex and Ava realized that the true magic of Timeless Valley lay not in its enchanting landscapes or ancient ruins, but in the power of love, friendship, and bravery. With a burst of light and a clap of thunder, the sorcerer was vanquished, and Timeless Valley was bathed in the warm glow of happiness once more. And as Alex and Ava stepped back through the portal and returned to the present, they knew that no matter where their adventures may take them, they would always carry the light of love and courage in their hearts. Once upon a time, in a land where the skies were painted in a kaleidoscope of colors and the air hummed with the whispers of magic, there existed a wondrous place known as Rainbow Valley. In Rainbow Valley, the trees swayed to the rhythm of the wind, and the rivers sparkled like precious gems. In this enchanted realm, there lived 4 friends: Ember, Aqua, Zephyr, and Terra. Each friend possessed a unique gift tied to the elements. Ember wielded the fiery power of the sun. Aqua commanded the soothing waters. Zephyr danced with the playful winds, and Terra nurtured the earth beneath their feet. One day, the friends received a message from the wise old wizard who guarded Rainbow Valley. He told them of a great imbalance threatening the valley's harmony, and urged them to embark on an elemental expedition to restore balance to the land. Excited by the prospect of adventure, Ember, Aqua, Zephyr, and Terra set off on their journey. Their path led them through enchanted forests, across shimmering lakes, and over towering mountains, each element guiding them on their quest. As they traveled, they encountered obstacles that tested their courage and friendship. They faced scorching deserts where Ember's flames flickered, turbulent seas where Aqua's waters raged, wild storms where Zephyr's winds howled, and barren wastelands where Terra's earth lay parched and dry. But with each challenge they overcame, the friends grew stronger and closer, their bond deepening with every step of their journey. Finally, after many trials and tribulations, they reached the heart of Rainbow Valley, where the source of the imbalance awaited them. It was a dark cloud that cast a shadow over the valley, draining its colors and dimming its light. With a determined spirit, Ember, Aqua, Zephyr, and Terra joined forces, combining their elemental powers to confront the darkness. Ember's flames danced with fierce determination. Aqua's waters flowed with soothing calmness. Zephyr's winds swirled with playful grace, and Terra's earth pulsed with nurturing strength. Together, they they unleashed a torrent of elemental energy, banishing the darkness and restoring Rainbow Valley to its former glory. As the sun broke through the clouds and painted the sky with vibrant colors once more, the friends rejoiced, knowing that their courage and unity had saved their beloved home. And as they stood hand in hand, surrounded by the beauty of Rainbow Valley, they understood the true meaning of friendship and the power of working together to overcome any obstacle. For in the end, it was their bond that proved to be the greatest magic of all. In a land where the moonbeams danced on the surface of crystal clear lakes and the stars twinkled like diamonds in the sky, there existed a magical world known as Mirrorwood. In Mirrorwood, every reflection held a secret, and every shadow whispered tales of enchantment. In this whimsical realm lived a young girl named Lily, with eyes as bright as the morning dew and a heart as pure as the reflection in a still pond. Lily loved to explore the wonders of Mirrorwood, from the towering forests of shimmering trees to the sparkling meadows where fairies danced under the moonlight. One day, while wandering through the enchanted woods, Lily stumbled upon a mysterious mirror hidden beneath a veil of ivy. Curious to see what lay beyond, she reached out and touched the surface of the mirror, feeling a gentle tingle run through her fingertips. To her astonishment, the mirror rippled like water, and before she knew it, Lily found herself stepping through the looking glass into a world unlike any she had ever seen. On the other side of the mirror, Lily discovered a land of wonder and magic where time seemed to stand still and dreams took flight. Everything was mirrored in this strange new world, from the trees that stretched towards the sky to the flowers that bloomed in shades of silver and gold. As Lily explored this mirrored realm, she encountered creatures that were both familiar and strange. Mirror images of the creatures she knew from Mirrorwood, but with a curious twist. There were mirrored butterflies that fluttered with iridescent wings, mirrored rabbits that hopped with playful abandon, and mirrored birds that sang with melodies sweeter than any she had ever heard. But amidst the beauty of this mirrored world, Lily noticed something was amiss. The creatures seemed trapped, unable to break free from their mirrored reflections, their movements stiff and unnatural. Determined to help her newfound friends, Lily set out on a quest to shatter the mirror and set them free. With each step, she encountered challenges that tested her courage and determination, from treacherous paths lined with thorns to towering cliffs that seemed impossible to climb. But with the help of her reflection, which seemed to guide her every move, Lily pressed on, her heart filled with hope and determination. Finally, after overcoming countless obstacles, Lily reached the heart of the mirrored realm, where the mirror stood tall and imposing. With a deep breath, she raised her hand and struck the mirror with all her might, shattering it into 1,000 pieces. As the mirror shattered, the creatures of the mirrored world blinked in surprise, their reflections fading away like mist in the morning sun. With joyful cries, they danced and sang, their movements fluid and free once more. And as Lily stepped back through the looking glass into Mirrorwood, She knew that the greatest magic of all was not found in the reflections of the world, but in the kindness and courage of the heart. For in the end, it was her love for her friends that had guided her through the looking glass and back again, shining like a beacon of hope in the darkness. In a land where the flowers bloomed with laughter and the butterflies whispered secrets to the wind, there existed a magical garden hidden away from the world. This garden was a place of wonder and enchantment, known only to those who believed in the magic of the natural world. One sunny afternoon, a curious little girl named Emily stumbled upon this secret garden while exploring the woods near her home. As she pushed aside the branches and stepped into the garden, she gasped in awe at the sight that greeted her. Everywhere she looked, there were flowers of every color imaginable, their petals shimmering in the sunlight like precious jewels. Butterflies flitted from flower to flower, their wings painted with patterns that seemed to dance in the breeze. But the most magical sight of all was a small clearing in the center of the garden, where a table adorned with a lace tablecloth and delicate teacups sat beneath the shade of a towering oak tree. It was as if the garden had been waiting just for her. With a sense of wonder, Emily approached the table and took a seat, feeling as if she had stepped into a fairy tale. As she reached for a teacup, she heard a soft voice whispering from the shadows. "Welcome, dear child," said a tiny voice. "We've been expecting you." Startled, Emily looked around and saw a group of tiny creatures emerging from the foliage. Fairies with wings like gossamer and elves with pointed ears. They were the guardians of the secret garden, and they had prepared a special tea party just for her. As Emily sipped her tea and nibbled on delicate pastries, the creatures regaled her with tales of their adventures in the garden, from dancing with fireflies to picnicking with the squirrels. They spoke of the importance of kindness and friendship, and of the magic that dwelled within each and every one of them. As the sun began to set and the shadows lengthened, Emily knew that it was time to leave the secret garden and return home. But as she bid farewell to her new friends, she promised to visit them again soon, for she knew that the magic of the garden would always be with her wherever she went. And as she stepped out of the garden and back into the world, she carried with her the memories of her secret tea party and the knowledge that sometimes the most magical adventures are the ones that are shared with friends. In the heart of an ancient forest, where the trees whispered secrets and the flowers danced in the moonlight, there existed a magical meadow known as Moonlit Meadow. This enchanted place was home to a group of gentle creatures known as the Moonlight Elves. Every night, as the stars painted the sky with their soft glow, the Moonlight Elves would gather in the meadow to sing songs of joy and enchantment. Their voices, like silver bells in the night, filled the air with a melody that touched the hearts of all who heard it. One evening, as the moon rose high above the treetops, a young girl named Lily wandered into moonlit meadow. Entranced by the beauty of the elves' song, she tiptoed closer, her eyes wide with wonder. As the elves noticed Lily's presence, they smiled and beckoned her to join them. Lily hesitated at first, unsure if she belonged among these magical creatures, but the kindness in their eyes encouraged her to take a step forward. With a voice as clear as a bell, Lily joined her voice with the elves, singing along to the enchanting melody. Together, they wove a tapestry of sound that echoed through the forest, filling every corner with warmth and light. As they sang, Lily felt a sense of belonging wash over her, as if she had finally found a place where she truly belonged. And as the last notes of the song faded into the night, she knew that she would always carry the memory of this magical moment in her heart. As Lily bid farewell to the moonlight elves and made her way back home, she reflected on the lesson she had learned that night. That true magic lies not in spells or potions, but in the beauty of friendship and the power of song to unite even the most unlikely of companions. And as she drifted off to sleep, the echoes of the elves' song lingered in her dreams, filling her heart with a sense of wonder and joy that would stay with her forever. For in moonlit meadow, amidst the twinkling stars and shimmering moonlight, Lily had found a glimpse of true magic, and it was more beautiful than she could have ever imagined. In a land where the trees whispered ancient secrets and the stars twinkled with mischief, there stood a towering wizard's tower at the edge of a sprawling forest. This tower, with its spiraling turrets and shimmering windows, was home to a wise and kind wizard named Merlin. Merlin was known far and wide for his magical prowess and his willingness to help those in need. He spent his days studying ancient tomes and brewing potions, always ready to lend a helping hand to anyone who sought his aid. One sunny morning, a curious young girl named Sarah ventured into the forest, her eyes sparkling with excitement. She had heard tales of Merlin and his magical tower and longed to see it for herself. As Sarah approached the tower, she marveled at its grandeur, the sunlight catching on the windows like shards of crystal. With a sense of wonder, she reached out and pushed open the heavy wooden door, stepping inside the tower with a sense of anticipation. Inside, the tower was filled with the warm glow of candlelight and the scent of exotic herbs. Books lined the shelves, their spines cracked with age, and strange potions bubbled away in cauldrons set over crackling fires. As Sarah explored the tower, she stumbled upon a dusty old tome hidden away in a corner. With trembling hands, she opened the book and began to read, the words dancing before her eyes like magic. The book told of an ancient treasure hidden deep within the heart of the forest, a treasure that held the power to grant any wish to those who possessed it. Excited by the prospect of adventure, Sarah set out to find the treasure, her heart filled with determination. As she journeyed deeper into the forest, Sarah encountered challenges that tested her courage and resourcefulness. She braved dark caves filled with twisting tunnels, crossed rickety bridges over rushing rivers, and outwitted cunning creatures who sought to thwart her quest. But with each obstacle she overcame, Sarah grew stronger and more determined, her resolve unwavering. And as she reached the heart of the forest, she discovered the treasure she had been seeking. Not gold or jewels, but a simple crystal that shimmered with an otherworldly light. With a grateful heart, Sarah returned to Merlin's tower, the crystal clutched tightly in her hand. As she presented it to the wizard, he smiled and nodded, his eyes twinkling with pride. "You have proven yourself to be brave and true," he said, "and in doing so, you have discovered the greatest treasure of all, the power that lies within your own heart." And as Sarah left the tower, her heart filled with joy and wonder, she knew that no matter where her adventures may take her, she would always carry the lessons she had learned in the wizard's tower with her. For in the end, it was not the treasure itself that mattered, but the journey and the friendships she had made along the way. In a faraway kingdom, where the night sky sparkled with countless stars, there lived a young girl named Lily. Lily had a heart as pure as the morning dew and eyes that twinkled like the stars above. She dreamed of magical adventures and wished upon every shooting star that crossed the sky. One night, as Lily gazed up at the heavens, she spotted the brightest star she had ever seen. With a hopeful heart, she closed her eyes and made a wish with all her might. "I wish to visit the magical world beyond the stars," she whispered to the night. To her astonishment, the star began to shimmer and glow, growing brighter and brighter until it illuminated the entire kingdom with its brilliance. And then, with a flash of light, Lily found herself soaring through the night sky, carried by the gentle currents of stardust. When she opened her eyes, Lily found herself in a world unlike any she had ever seen. The sky was a tapestry of swirling colors, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of dreams. She had arrived in the magical world beyond the stars. As Lily explored this wondrous realm, she encountered creatures of all shapes and sizes, from graceful unicorns with horns that glowed with starlight to mischievous sprites that danced on the breeze. Everywhere she looked, there was beauty and wonder beyond imagination. But amidst the enchantment of her surroundings, Lily noticed a shadow lurking in the corners of the sky, a dark cloud that threatened to extinguish the stars and plunge the world into darkness. Determined to save the magical world, Lily set out on a quest to find the source of the darkness and banish it once and for all. Along the way, she encountered challenges that tested her courage and perseverance. From treacherous paths lined with thorns to towering mountains shrouded in mist. But with each obstacle she overcame, Lily grew stronger and more determined. And when she finally reached the source of the darkness, a fearsome dragon with eyes as black as night, she faced it head on, her heart filled with bravery and hope. With a mighty roar, the dragon unleashed its fury, but Lily stood her ground, her spirit shining as bright as the stars above. And as she reached out and touched the dragon's heart with kindness and compassion, she watched in awe as the darkness began to fade away, replaced by the gentle glow of starlight. With the darkness banished and the magical world saved, Lily bid farewell to her new friends and returned home, her heart filled with the warmth of her adventures. a land where the stars danced in the sky and the moon sang lullabies to the earth, there stood a magical carousel in the heart of a vibrant carnival. This carousel, with its sparkling lights and shimmering horses, was unlike any other, for it had the power to transport its riders to enchanted worlds beyond imagination. One sunny afternoon, a young girl named Emily visited the carnival with her family. As she gazed in wonder at the carousel, her eyes widened with excitement. She longed to take a ride on the magical carousel and explore the realms it could whisk her away to. With a gleeful laugh, Emily climbed onto one of the carousel's ornate horses and held tight as the carousel began to spin. As the music swirled around her, she closed her eyes and made a wish to be taken on the most magical adventure of her life. To her amazement, the carousel responded to her wish, its magic coming to life in a dazzling display of light and color. With a whoosh, Emily felt herself lifted off her horse and carried away on a whirlwind journey through the stars. As the carousel spun faster and faster, Emily found herself soaring through the sky, passing by planets and galaxies she had only ever dreamed of. She laughed with delight as she chased shooting stars and danced with moonbeams, her heart filled with joy. But amidst the wonder of her journey, Emily noticed a dark cloud looming on the horizon, a shadow of doubt and fear that threatened to dim the light of her adventure. With a determined spirit, she reached out and banished the darkness with a wave of her hand, replacing it with a warm glow of hope and courage. As the carousel slowed to a gentle stop, Emily found herself back at the carnival, her heart racing with excitement. With a grateful smile, she thanked the carousel for the magical adventure it had taken her on and stepped off, her spirit soaring with newfound confidence. And as she reunited with her family and continued her day at the carnival, Emily knew that no matter where life's journey may take her, she would always carry the magic of the enchanted carousel ride in her heart. For in the end, it was the power of imagination and belief that truly made her dreams come alive. In a land where the moon smiled down upon the earth and the stars twinkled like diamonds in the sky, there existed a magical forest known as Starlight Grove. This enchanted forest was a place of wonder and beauty, where the trees whispered secrets to the wind and the flowers danced under the moonlight. One warm summer evening, a group of woodland creatures gathered in Starlight Grove for a special occasion, a starry night picnic beneath the shimmering sky. Among them were Bella the bunny, Sammy the squirrel, and Oliver the owl, each one eager to enjoy the magic of the night. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the first stars began to appear, the friends spread out a checkered blanket and unpacked their picnic feast. There were sandwiches made with bread as soft as clouds, berries as sweet as candy, and cookies as golden as the moon. With laughter and chatter filling the air, the friends shared stories of their adventures and dreams for the future. They talked of soaring through the sky on wings of silver and diving into the depths of the ocean to explore its hidden wonders. But as the night wore on and the stars twinkled overhead, Bella noticed a dark cloud beginning to form in the sky. With a furrowed brow, she pointed it out to her friends, concern etched on her face. Oliver, the wise old owl, hooted softly and flew up to investigate. With a keen eye, he discovered that the cloud was not just any ordinary cloud. It was a cloud of negativity and doubt, threatening to dim the light of the stars and cast a shadow over the forest. Determined to banish the darkness and restore the magic of the night, the friends joined hands and began to sing a song of hope and joy. Their voices, like a gentle breeze in the night, carried their message of love and friendship far and wide. As they sang, the cloud began to dissipate, its dark tendrils fading away like mist in the morning sun. And as the last note of their song echoed through the forest, the stars shone brighter than ever before, filling the night sky with their radiant glow. With smiles on their faces and warmth in their hearts, the friends finished their picnic and bid each other good night. And as they drifted off to sleep beneath the starlit sky, they knew that no matter what challenges they may face, the power of love and friendship would always light their way through the darkest of nights. Once upon a time, in a land where the trees whispered secrets and the rivers sang sweet melodies, there existed a hidden wonder known as Crystal Cave. This magical cave, hidden deep within the heart of the forest, was filled with shimmering crystals of every color imaginable. In this enchanted land, there lived a young girl named Lily, with eyes as bright as the morning sun and a heart as pure as the crystals themselves. Lily loved to explore the wonders of the forest, from the towering trees to the babbling brooks. But she had always dreamed of discovering something truly magical. One sunny afternoon, while wandering through the forest, Lily stumbled upon a hidden entrance tucked away behind a curtain of vines. Curious to see what lay beyond, she pushed aside the vines and stepped into the darkness of the cave. To her amazement, the cave was filled with crystals that glowed with an ethereal light, casting shimmering rainbows across the walls. Lily gasped in awe at the beauty that surrounded her, feeling as if she had stepped into a fairy tale. As she explored deeper into the cave, Lily came across a crystal unlike any she had ever seen before, a crystal that pulsed with a warm, inviting glow. With trembling hands, she reached out and touched the crystal, feeling a surge of energy course through her veins. Suddenly, the crystal began to glow even brighter, illuminating the cave with its radiant light. And as Lily watched in wonder, she heard a soft voice whispering in her ear. "Do not be afraid, little one," said the voice, "for you have discovered the heart of the Crystal Cave, a place of magic and wonder beyond imagination." With a sense of wonder and excitement, Lily followed the voice deeper into the cave, her heart filled with anticipation. And as she rounded a corner, she stumbled upon a hidden chamber filled with treasures beyond her wildest dreams, jewels that sparkled like stars and crystals that danced with light. But amidst the beauty of the treasures, Lily noticed a small creature huddled in the corner, its eyes filled with sadness. With a gentle touch, she reached out to the creature and spoke words of comfort, her heart overflowing with compassion. To her surprise, the creature transformed before her eyes into a beautiful fairy, her wings shimmering with the light of the crystals. With a grateful smile, the fairy thanked Lily for her kindness and offered her a gift, a crystal that contained the purest essence of magic. With a grateful heart, Lily accepted the gift and bid farewell to the crystal cave, knowing that she would always carry its magic with her wherever she went. And as she stepped back into the sunlight, she knew that the greatest treasure of all was not the crystals or jewels, but the kindness and compassion that filled her heart. In a land where the moonbeams danced on the surface of crystal-clear lakes and the stars twinkled with mischief, there stood a magnificent castle nestled atop a hill. Inside this castle, there hung a mirror unlike any other, a magical mirror with the power to reflect not just the physical appearance, but the innermost thoughts and feelings of those who gazed into it. The mirror had been a cherished heirloom passed down through generations of royalty, its secrets known only to those who understood its true power. Among the castle's inhabitants was a young princess named Amelia, with eyes as bright as sapphires and a heart as pure as gold. Amelia had always been fascinated by the mirror, spending hours gazing into its depths and wondering what secrets it held. But as she grew older, she began to notice something troubling. The mirror seemed to reflect not just her appearance, but her innermost doubts and insecurities as well. One day, as she stood before the mirror, Amelia whispered a question into its depths. "Mirror, mirror on the wall, am I truly worthy of it all?" To her surprise, the mirror responded with a voice as soft as a whisper on the wind. "Dear princess, the answer lies not in the mirror, but within your heart. For true worthiness is not measured by outward appearances, but by the kindness and compassion that dwell within." With those words echoing in her mind, Amelia set out on a journey to discover the true meaning of worthiness. Along the way, she encountered challenges that tested her courage and determination, from treacherous paths lined with thorns to towering mountains that seemed impossible to climb. But with each obstacle she overcame, Amelia grew stronger and more confident, her heart filled with the knowledge that true worthiness could not be found in a mirror, but in the actions and choices that defined her character. And as she returned to the castle, her spirit soaring with newfound wisdom, she stood before the mirror once more and whispered a question into its depths. "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" This time, the mirror responded, not with reflections of doubt and insecurity, but with images of kindness and compassion, images that reflected the true beauty of Amelia's heart. With a smile on her face and a lightness in her step, Amelia realized that she had found the answer she had been searching for all along. For in the end, true worthiness was not measured by outward appearances, but by the goodness that dwelled within, and that was the greatest magic of all. In a land where the leaves whispered secrets and the flowers sang melodies, there lay the hidden realm of the elf kingdom. This magical kingdom was home to the elves, gentle creatures who danced in the moonlight and tended to the beauty of the forest. One day, as the golden sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the land, the elves of the kingdom gathered for a special occasion, the Elf Kingdom Ball. It was a grand celebration held once a year to honor the harmony of nature and the bonds of friendship. In the heart of the enchanted forest, beneath the branches of the ancient trees, the elves adorned themselves in their finest attire. Dresses woven from moonbeams and suits made of starlight. They danced and twirled in circles, their laughter echoing through the night like music. Among the revelers was a young elf named Lily, with eyes as bright as emeralds and a spirit as free as the wind. Lily had always dreamed of attending the Elf Kingdom Ball, and now, as she danced under the twinkling stars, her heart was filled with joy. But amidst the festivities, Lily noticed a lone elf standing on the edge of the clearing, his eyes filled with sadness. Curious, she approached him and asked what troubled him so. The elf, whose name was Finn, sighed and explained that he had lost his favorite possession, a magical flute that had been passed down through his family for generations. Without it, he felt incomplete, unable to fully join in the celebration. Determined to help her friend, Lily gathered the other elves, and together they searched high and low for Finn's flute. They combed through the forest, turning over leaves and peering beneath bushes, their hearts filled with hope. Finally, just as the moon reached its highest point in the sky, Lily spotted a glimmer of silver hidden among the roots of an ancient oak tree. With a cry of delight, she reached down and pulled out the flute, its melody filling the air with sweet music. With tears of joy in his eyes, Finn took the flute and began to play, his fingers dancing over the silver keys with practiced ease. And as the music swirled around them, the elves joined hands and danced in a circle, their hearts filled with gratitude and happiness. As the night came to a close and the stars began to fade, Lily realized the true magic of the Elf Kingdom Ball. Not just the music and dancing, but the bonds of friendship and the joy of helping others in need. And as she drifted off to sleep beneath the canopy of trees, she knew that she would always treasure the memories of this magical night in the Elf Kingdom. In a land where the mountains kissed the sky and the rivers sparkled with hidden gems, there lived a friendly dragon named Draco. Draco was not like other dragons. He was kind-hearted and curious, with scales as bright as emeralds and wings as strong as steel. One sunny morning, as Draco soared through the clouds, he spotted something glimmering in the distance, a treasure map fluttering in the breeze. With a curious tilt of his head, Draco swooped down and snatched up the map in his claws, his heart pounding with excitement. The map led Draco on a grand adventure through the land, from misty forests to winding rivers and towering mountains. Along the way, he encountered challenges that tested his courage and determination, from treacherous ravines to dark caves filled with mysterious creatures. But Draco was undeterred, his spirit soaring with the thrill of the hunt. For he knew that the greatest treasure of all was not gold or jewels, but the joy of the journey and the bonds of friendship he forged along the way. As Draco followed the map to its final destination, he discovered a hidden cave nestled at the foot of a towering mountain. With a flutter of his wings, he landed gracefully at the cave entrance and stepped inside, his heart racing with anticipation. To his amazement, the cave was filled with treasures beyond his wildest dreams. Piles of glittering jewels, chests overflowing with gold, and precious artifacts from times long forgotten. But amidst the riches, Draco noticed something else. A small, glowing crystal nestled in the corner of the cave, its light pulsing with magic. With a curious tilt of his head, Draco approached the crystal and reached out to touch it, feeling a surge of energy course through his veins. Suddenly, the crystal began to glow even brighter, illuminating the cave with its radiant light. And as Draco gazed into the crystal, he saw not just his own reflection, but the reflections of all the creatures he had met on his journey, the friends he had made, and the challenges he had overcome. And in that moment, he realized that the true treasure was not the riches he had found, but the memories he had created and the lessons he had learned along the way. With a grateful heart, Draco bid farewell to the cave and set off into the sky, his wings carrying him home to share his tales of adventure with his friends. And as he soared through the clouds, he knew that no matter where his adventures may take him, the magic of the journey would always live on in his heart. Once upon a time, in a land where the trees whispered secrets and the streams sang lullabies, there lay a mystical forest known as Whispering Woods. This enchanted forest was home to all sorts of magical creatures, from friendly fairies to mischievous sprites. One bright and sunny day, a young girl named Lily ventured into Whispering Woods, her heart filled with wonder and excitement. As she wandered through the forest, she marveled at the colorful flowers and sparkling streams that seemed to dance with joy. Suddenly, Lily heard the sound of music drifting through the trees, a lively tune that filled the air with magic. Intrigued, she followed the sound until she stumbled upon a clearing bathed in sunlight, where a group of woodland creatures had gathered for a mythical forest frolic. There were fairies flitting through the air, their wings shimmering with every graceful twirl. Sprites darted between the trees, leaving trails of laughter in their wake. And in the center of it all, a wise old owl perched on a branch, keeping watch over the festivities. As Lily watched the creatures dance and play, her heart filled with joy. She longed to join in the fun and experience the magic of the forest for herself. With a hesitant step, Lily entered the clearing and joined the frolic. She danced with the fairies, her feet barely touching the ground. She chased after the sprites, her laughter ringing through the trees. And as she twirled and spun beneath the dappled sunlight, she felt as if she had found her own little piece of paradise. But as the sun began to set and the shadows lengthened, Lily knew that it was time to return home. With a heavy heart, she bid farewell to her new friends and promised to visit them again soon. As she made her way out of the forest, Lily reflected on the lessons she had learned during her time in Whispering Woods. She realized that true magic lies not in spells or potions, but in the simple joys of friendship, laughter, and love. And as she stepped out of the forest and back into the world, she knew that she would always carry the memories of her mythical forest frolic in her heart. For in the end, it was the magic of the moment that mattered most of all. In a land where the stars danced in the night sky and the flowers bloomed with whispers of enchantment, there existed a magical town known as Sparkleville. In Sparkleville, every day was filled with wonder and excitement, but the most anticipated event of all was the Marvelous Magic Show. The Marvelous Magic Show was held once a year in the town square, where wizards and witches from far and wide would gather to showcase their most spectacular spells and enchantments. It was a time for laughter, amazement, and the celebration of all things magical. Among the spectators at this year's show was a young girl named Emma, with eyes as bright as stars and a heart filled with curiosity. Emma had always been fascinated by magic, and she couldn't wait to see the wizards and witches perform their tricks. As the show began, Emma watched in awe as the performers conjured up rabbits from hats, made objects vanish into thin air, and even transformed themselves into other creatures. Each trick was more amazing than the last, and Emma couldn't help but clap and cheer along with the crowd. But amidst the excitement of the show, Emma noticed something troubling: a group of mischievous goblins lurking in the shadows, their eyes filled with envy and resentment. These goblins had always harbored a grudge against the wizards and witches of Sparkleville, feeling left out of the magic that filled their town. Determined to prove themselves, the goblins snuck onto the stage and attempted to perform their own magic tricks. But instead of bringing joy and wonder to the crowd, their spells went awry, causing chaos and confusion wherever they went. As the townspeople watched in dismay, Emma knew that something had to be done to restore the magic of the show. With a brave heart, she stepped onto the stage and confronted the goblins, her voice filled with determination. "Magic is not about tricks or spells," she said. "It's about bringing joy and wonder to others and using our powers for good." With those words, Emma reached out to the goblins and offered them a chance to join in the show. Together, they worked to create a magical performance that dazzled the crowd and brought smiles to everyone's faces. And as the final curtain fell on the Marvelous Magic Show, Emma knew that she had learned a valuable lesson: that true magic lies not in the spells we cast, but in the kindness and compassion we show to others. And in Sparkleville, where the magic of friendship and love filled the air, that was the greatest enchantment of all. In a land where the rivers sang and the mountains whispered, there existed a hidden valley known as Harmony Valley. This valley was home to a magical phenomenon, the Dancing Stones Spectacular. Every year, when the moon was full and the stars were bright, the stones in Harmony Valley would come to life and dance beneath the shimmering sky. It was a sight to behold, a celebration of the beauty and wonder of the natural world. Among the spectators at this year's Dancing Stone Spectacular was a young girl named Lily, with eyes as bright as the stars and a heart as pure as the crystal clear streams. Lily had heard tales of the magical event from her grandmother and couldn't wait to see it for herself. As the moon rose high in the sky and the stars began to twinkle, Lily watched in amazement as the stones in Harmony Valley began to glow with an ethereal light. They swayed and twirled in perfect harmony, their movements synchronized with the music of the night. But amidst the beauty of the spectacle, Lily noticed something troubling: a group of villagers throwing rocks and stones at the dancing stones, their faces twisted with anger and fear. These villagers believed that the dancing stones were a sign of dark magic and wanted to put an end to the spectacle once and for all. Determined to stop the violence and protect the magic of the dancing stone spectacular, Lily stepped forward and raised her voice, her words filled with passion and conviction. "The dancing stones are not a sign of dark magic," she said. "They are a gift from the earth, a celebration of the beauty and wonder of the natural world. We must embrace them with love and respect, not fear and hatred." With those words, Lily reached out to the villagers and invited them to join her in watching the spectacle. Slowly, their hearts softened, and they put down their stones, their eyes filled with wonder and awe. As the night wore on and the dancing stones continued their mesmerizing performance, Lily realized the importance of standing up for what she believed in and protecting the magic of the natural world. For in Harmony Valley, where the rivers sang and the mountains whispered, the dancing stones spectacular was a reminder of the beauty and wonder that surrounded them every day. And that, Lily knew, was something worth celebrating. Once upon a time, in a land where the moon cast silver shadows and the stars twinkled with secrets, there lay a magical forest known as Moonbeam Grove. This enchanted forest was filled with wonders, both big and small, from sparkling streams to towering trees that whispered tales of ancient magic. In Moonbeam Grove, there lived a young fox named Finn, with fur as soft as moonlight and eyes as bright as stars. Finn loved to explore the forest, especially at night when the world was bathed in a mystical glow. One evening, as Finn wandered through the forest, he stumbled upon a clearing bathed in moonlight. In the center of the clearing stood a circle of stones, their surfaces shimmering with an ethereal light. Intrigued by the mysterious stones, Finn approached them cautiously, his heart pounding with excitement. As he drew closer, he noticed that the stones seemed to be moving, swaying gently to a silent melody that only they could hear. With a sense of wonder, Finn stepped into the circle of stones and began to dance, his movements fluid and graceful as he twirled and spun beneath the starlit sky. And as he danced, he felt a sense of peace and joy wash over him, as if he were one with the magic of the forest. But as the night wore on and the moon began to fade, Finn knew that it was time to return home. With a heavy heart, he bid farewell to the stones and promised to visit them again soon. As he made his way back through the forest, Finn reflected on the mysterious wonders of the night. He realized that true magic could be found not just in spells and enchantments, but in the simple beauty of the world around him. The whisper of the wind, the rustle of the leaves, and the gentle glow of the moon. And as he curled up beneath the branches of his favorite tree, Finn knew that he would always cherish the memories of his magical encounter with the dancing stones. For in the end, it was the moments of wonder and awe that filled his heart with joy and made life truly magical. Once upon a time, in a land where the rivers sparkled with shimmering light and the trees whispered ancient secrets, there existed a village called Brightwater. This village was like no other, for it was home to a group of wandering wizards who roamed the land, spreading joy and magic wherever they went. These wandering wizards were known for their colorful robes and sparkling wands, but more importantly, for their kind hearts and generous spirits. They believed in the power of kindness and the magic of friendship, and they dedicated their lives to helping those in need. One day, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, the wandering wizards gathered in the village square to prepare for their next adventure. They had heard whispers of a nearby kingdom in need of their help, and they were eager to lend their magic to those who needed it most. As they set out on their journey, the wizards traveled through forests and fields, across mountains and valleys, their hearts filled with anticipation. Along the way, they encountered all sorts of creatures, from friendly fairies to mischievous sprites, each one eager to join them on their quest. But as they journeyed deeper into the unknown, they began to encounter obstacles that tested their courage and determination. They faced dark forests filled with eerie shadows, raging rivers teeming with mysterious creatures, and towering mountains that seemed impossible to climb. But the wandering wizards did not falter. With a wave of their wands and a sprinkle of magic dust, they overcame every challenge that stood in their way, their spirits shining bright like stars in the night sky. And as they finally reached the kingdom in need, they found it shrouded in darkness and despair. The people had lost hope, their hearts heavy with sadness and fear. But the wandering wizards refused to give up. With a wave of their wands and a chorus of spells, they banished the darkness and brought light and joy back to the kingdom once more. And as they bid farewell to the grateful villagers and continued on their journey, the wandering wizards knew that they had made a difference in the world. For in the end, it was not the magic of their wands that mattered most, but the magic of their hearts and the kindness they shared with others. Once upon a time, in a realm where rainbows danced across the sky and flowers sang songs of joy, there stood the Divine Palace. This palace was home to the most extraordinary beings in all the land, the divine creatures who watched over the world with kindness and wisdom. Among these divine beings was a young fairy named Luna, with wings as delicate as gossamer and a heart as pure as sunlight. Luna loved to explore the gardens of the palace, where flowers bloomed in every color of the rainbow and laughter filled the air. One sunny morning, as Luna flitted through the gardens, she encountered a visitor unlike any she had ever seen, a young dragon named Drake, with scales as golden as the sun and eyes as bright as stars. Drake had traveled from afar to visit the Divine Palace and see its wonders for himself. At first, Luna was unsure what to make of the dragon. Dragons were known to be fierce and fearsome creatures, but Drake seemed kind and gentle, with a playful twinkle in his eye. With a shy smile, Luna approached Drake and invited him to join her for a playdate in the gardens. To her delight, Drake accepted, his tail wagging with excitement. Together, Luna and Drake played games and explored every corner of the palace gardens, from the sparkling fountains to the hidden glades where fireflies danced. They laughed and danced and shared stories of their adventures, their friendship blossoming like the flowers around them. But as the day drew to a close and the sun began to set, Luna realized that Drake would soon have to return to his own home. With a heavy heart, she bid farewell to her new friend and promised to visit him in the future. As Luna watched Drake fly off into the sunset, she realized an important lesson: that friendship knows no boundaries, not even between creatures as different as fairies and dragons. And as she returned to the divine palace, her heart filled with gratitude for the magical playdate she had shared with Drake. And from that day forward, Luna knew that no matter where their adventures may take them, the bond of friendship they shared would always bring them back together in the end. For in the realm of the divine palace, where magic and wonder abound, anything is possible when you believe in the power of friendship. In a magical world where the sky was painted with hues of pink and purple, and the flowers bloomed with colors unseen in the human world, there existed a vast grassland known as Glittering Meadows. This enchanted place was home to creatures of all shapes and sizes, each with their own special magic. One day, as the sun began its descent behind the rolling hills, a hush fell over Glittering Meadows. The air was filled with anticipation as word spread of the upcoming Glittering Grassland Gala, a grand celebration held once a year to honor the beauty of the meadows and the creatures that called it home. Among the inhabitants of Glittering Meadows was a young fairy named Aurora, with wings as delicate as butterfly wings and eyes as bright as the stars. Aurora had been looking forward to the gala for weeks, and she couldn't wait to see the meadows come alive with magic and music. As the evening approached, Aurora fluttered through the meadows, her heart filled with excitement. She watched as the flowers unfurled their petals, revealing dazzling colors that shimmered in the fading light. She listened as the birds sang sweet melodies, their voices carrying on the breeze like whispers of enchantment. At last, the time had come for the gala to begin. The creatures of Glittering Meadows gathered in the heart of the grassland, where a stage had been set up for the evening's festivities. The air was filled with laughter and chatter as everyone eagerly awaited the start of the show. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the stage lit up with a soft, golden light, and the music began to play. Creatures of all kinds took to the stage, showcasing their talents and spreading joy throughout the meadows. There were dancing deer twirling gracefully across the grass, their hooves barely touching the ground. There were singing birds filling the air with their sweet melodies, and fireflies lighting up the night with their magical glow. But amidst the celebration, Aurora noticed something troubling. A group of creatures standing off to the side, their heads hung low and their spirits dampened. They looked as if they wanted to join in the festivities, but didn't know how. With a determined flutter of her wings, Aurora flew over to the group and invited them to join her on stage. she showed them how to dance and sing, encouraging them to let go of their fears and embrace the magic of the moment. And as the night wore on, the once sad creatures found themselves laughing and dancing alongside their newfound friends, their hearts filled with joy and gratitude. For in glittering meadows, where magic and kindness reigned supreme, there was always room for everyone to shine. And Aurora knew that the true magic of the gala lay not in the dazzling displays or the enchanting music, but in the bonds of friendship and the joy of sharing the moment with others. In a realm where the sky met the sea in a dazzling display of azure hues, there lay the azure ocean, a vast and magical expanse that teemed with life and wonder. Beneath the surface of the shimmering waves, there existed a world of enchantment waiting to be discovered. One bright morning, a young mermaid named Marina swam through the crystal clear waters of the azure ocean, her heart filled with excitement and curiosity. Marina had always dreamed of embarking on an adventure beyond the safety of her coral reef home, and today her dreams were about to come true. As she swam further from the reef, Marina encountered all manner of sea creatures, from playful dolphins to graceful sea turtles, each one eager to join her on her journey. Together, they dove deeper into the ocean depths, their tails glimmering in the sunlight. As they swam, Marina and her friends came across a shipwreck nestled on the ocean floor, a relic from a time long past. Intrigued, Marina explored the wreckage, marveling at the treasures that lay hidden within its rusty hull. But amidst the treasures, Marina discovered something unexpected: a trapped sea turtle struggling to free itself from a tangle of fishing nets. With a determined flick of her tail, Marina swam to the turtle's aid, using her magic to break the nets and set it free. As the turtle swam off into the distance, Marina realized an important lesson: that even the smallest act of kindness can make a world of difference. She knew that it was her duty to protect the ocean and all its inhabitants, no matter how big or small. With newfound determination, Marina continued on her journey, swimming through coral reefs and kelp forests, her heart filled with wonder and joy. Along the way, she encountered challenges that tested her courage and strength, from treacherous currents to hungry sharks. But with the help of her friends and her unwavering spirit, Marina overcame every obstacle that stood in her way. And as she emerged from the depths of the azure ocean, she knew that she had embarked on an adventure that would stay with her forever. For in the magical world of the azure ocean, where the sea met the sky in a symphony of color and light, Marina had discovered the true meaning of bravery, friendship, and the power of kindness. And as she swam back to her coral reef home, she knew that her adventure was just beginning. Once upon a time, in a magical world where stars twinkled in every color of the rainbow, and the moon cast its gentle glow upon the land, there existed a village called Everglow. Everglow was known far and wide for its annual Festival of Lights, a celebration of joy, unity, and the magic of kindness. Every year, As the days grew shorter and the nights grew longer, the villagers of Everglow would come together to prepare for the festival. They adorned their homes with colorful lanterns and strung fairy lights across the streets, filling the air with a warm and inviting glow. Among the villagers was a young girl named Maya, with eyes as bright as the sun and a heart as pure as starlight. Maya loved the Festival of Lights more than anything in the world, for it was a time when everyone came together to celebrate the beauty of their community. As the day of the festival arrived, Maya and her friends gathered in the village square, their faces alive with excitement. The square was transformed into a magical wonderland, with stalls selling sweet treats, performers dancing in the streets, and music filling the air. But amidst the laughter and festivities, Maya noticed something troubling. A group of villagers who stood on the outskirts of the square, their faces clouded with sadness. These villagers were less fortunate than the others, unable to afford the colorful lanterns and decorations that adorned the rest of the village. Determined to spread the magic of the festival to everyone, Maya and her friends sprang into action. They gathered all the spare lanterns and fairy lights they could find and set out to brighten the homes of their less fortunate neighbors. As they went from house to house, their hearts filled with compassion, Maya and her friends saw the smiles return to the faces of the villagers. They realized that true happiness comes not from material possessions, but from the kindness and generosity we show to others. And as the sun set and the stars began to twinkle in the sky, the village of Everglow lit up with a warmth and brightness that could be seen for miles around. The Festival of Lights had become more than just a celebration. It had become a symbol of the power of unity and compassion. And as Maya danced beneath the twinkling lights, her heart filled with joy and gratitude. She knew that the magic of the festival would live on in the hearts of the villagers forever. For in the end, it was not the lights that illuminated the village, but the kindness and love that shone from within. In the heart of a magical forest, where the trees whispered secrets and the flowers sang sweet melodies, there lived a young fairy named Twinkle. Twinkle was known throughout the forest for her kindness and her magical wand, which sparkled with the promise of granting wishes. One bright morning, as Twinkle flitted through the forest, she stumbled upon a clearing where a group of woodland creatures had gathered. They looked sad and weary, their faces clouded with worry. Curious, Twinkle approached them and asked what was wrong. The creatures explained that their home, the magical forest, was in danger. A dark cloud had settled over the land, casting a shadow of fear and despair. Determined to help her friends, Twinkle raised her wand and whispered a wish into its sparkling depths. With a wave of her wand, she conjured up a vision of the forest bathed in golden light, its beauty restored to its former glory. But to her surprise, nothing happened. Twinkle's wand remained silent, its magic dormant. Undeterred, Twinkle tried again, this time closing her eyes and concentrating with all her might. She wished for courage, for strength, and for the wisdom to overcome the darkness that threatened her home. And this time, something incredible happened. As Twinkle opened her eyes, she felt a surge of energy course through her veins. Her wand began to glow with a radiant light, illuminating the clearing with its magic. With a determined smile, Twinkle turned to her friends and urged them to join hands. Together, they closed their eyes and whispered their wishes into the air, their voices filled with hope and determination. And as they did, something miraculous occurred. The dark cloud that had loomed over the forest began to dissipate, its shadowy tendrils retreating into the distance. In its place, a brilliant rainbow arched across the sky, filling the forest with a kaleidoscope of color. The creatures cheered and danced with joy, their hearts filled with gratitude for Twinkle's bravery and the power of their wishes. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Twinkle realized an important lesson: that true magic lies not in the wand, but in the power of hope, friendship, and the belief in oneself. And as she soared through the forest on wings of light, she knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, she would always carry the magic of her wishes in her heart,